30 years of the best sports talk in Middle Tennessee, featuring Tennessee Radio Hall of Famer George Plaster, Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame coach Watson Brown, and Young Guns Billy Derrick. And now, here's your host, George Plaster.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome in. If you can figure the weather out, more power to you. We were going to do our show outdoors today at Middle Tennessee Christian, and something happened. The bottom fell out. Around 11:30 to noon, you wouldn't have given it a nickel that we could be outside. I looked out there a few minutes ago, and bright sunshine. Go figure. You want the weather to change, give it about 20 minutes. It may well change. Billy, are you able to talk?
I am, George.
That's wonderful. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Let's bring Kelly in for just a second. This is, of course,
Kelly's Stomping Grounds.
Yeah, absolutely. Kelly, how are you?
I'm doing good, George.
Good.
How you doing?
Couldn't be better.
But as you can see, he's not with us.
No, I put out the executive order because, equipment was going to be an issue. First of all, I don't think you wanted him around you, telling you about a gym shoe operation.
I think it really falls under the confidence note of Billy being able to do his duties. That's what I really think, that George he just doesn't feel confident that you can get it done, Billy. That's where we're at.
Well, it was last week I made an executive decision, and Kelly was upset about it.
Right.
He said George should be the executive director here.
Right.
And now he's upset with the director making a call.
You know what?
I mean, it's 10 minutes from here.
Let me ask you a question, Billy.
He could have came and watched.
Do you think I care what he thinks?
No, I think I've gathered that.
Good call on your end. Okay, let's bring Terry McCormick up. Kelly, we'll be back with you when we get good and ready to be back with you. So look at Terry in the car. How are you, Terry?
Yes, in the truck, actually.
The truck.
I'm doing okay, George. How are you?
Good. You want me to read you your sponsorship?
Sure. Absolutely.
Terry McCormick's Daily Titans Update is brought to you by Lori Burnett Leland and her team at USA Mortgage. Whether it's purchasing a home, refinancing to consolidate debt, or making necessary home improvements, USA Mortgage brings the power of over 50 banks to offer you the very best options available. Terry, what is going on at Titan Central today?
Well, Mike Vrabel kind of dropped a surprise on us today at the end of practice. He said that Friday and Saturday, Friday the lead up to the preseason opener against the Bears, Saturday the preseason game itself against the Bears. It begins at noon Central Time. That defensive line coach and assistant head coach Terrell Williams will be the acting head coach. Now, Vrabel will be on the sidelines helping out, doing some coaching a little bit, but Terrell Williams will be in charge. And I think this is a nice gesture. Williams is a guy who's been very
I heard very something.
Mentioned Terrell Williams being the acting head coach in the scrimmage. I think we lost Terry there, though.
Did he have a big freeze up?
Yeah, he's still frozen right now.
Oh, my goodness. This is
I'll let you know when we get him back.
This is an American tragedy. So, for what it's worth, the Titans open preseason Saturday at noon against the Chicago Bears up there at the spaceship at Soldier Field. You can see the game on Channel 2, NFL Network will show it as well. And so a good opportunity to see where they're going. Terry continues to be frozen. Oh, he's unfrozen, and he'll join us by phone. Terry, you were about to say that Coach Williams will be running the ship. What will Vrabel be doing?
Well, I thought we had Terry there.
Yeah.
Guess not.
You realize what you're about to hear from Kelly.
Oh, I know exactly what I'm about to hear from Terry.
Well,
from Kelly, actually.
Kelly, why don't you tell me?
This is a gym shoe operation.
Yeah. So Terry started out good, and we're never going to know where this was going, although we're going to try here in a minute.
We'll see if Terry gets back in here.
So the way he made it sound, are they practicing with the Bears the day before?
That's what it sounded like he was starting to say, which they've done. They've done that before.
Okay, let me bring Kelly back up here. Kelly, I've got to think that those sessions are more valuable than the working against your own team, just simply because your own team knows every move you're ever going to make.
Yeah, it's way more valuable. That's when you get into the monotony of camp. Of course, they hadn't been in camp very long, but when you go against each other all the time, you never go against the other guys. It's just the monotony of the whole operation. It's like, oh my gosh, can we do something else? And then you're able to go somewhere and practice with somebody. So it's all new, and there's a lot of competition.
Terry, it looks like you're unfrozen. You were getting us to Coach Williams. Take us from there.
Yeah, Coach Williams is a guy that's been around here since 2018, George. He's a guy that has paid his dues, and he's done a really good job. Not only it's easy to coach, obviously, when you have guys like Jeffrey Simmons, but he's done a good job of developing guys like Tierre Tart and some others. And it's going to be a unique opportunity for him to get to serve as the head coach for this preseason opener against the Bears.
So what do you think has led to this?
I think it's, rewarding Terrell Williams for his service here. And I think it's to give.
Having some issues.
I'd say we are. I'd say we'll.
The National Football League.
He's back.
To give him an opportunity to be a head coach in the NFL and to and see what that experience is like, so that down the road he might be able to be a candidate for an NFL head coaching job.
So, Terry, are they practicing with the Bears on Friday? Is that what I thought I caught, but maybe not?
No practice with the Bears. They're just going up there. Friday will be their departure day. Yeah. They'll play Saturday. And then next week, they'll go to Minnesota and practice a couple of days up there with the Vikings.
Okay, tell me what else is going on there.
Well, George, another day that the defense seems to be getting the better of the offense. And I think this has got to be a concern behind closed doors. I mean, nobody's going to say anything publicly about what's going on, but it was another one of those unscripted days, and the defense certainly had the better of it against the offense in team drills, in 2-minute, even in 7-on-7, it seemed like. And it's not just the first team, the second team, it's everybody. It's I guess we're going to find out Saturday if it's really this defense is going to be this good or if this offense is really struggling. And I kind of lean to a little both. This offensive line certainly is a work in progress, George. They added another body yesterday, or maybe it was Friday or Saturday, when they signed Justin Murray, who can play right guard and right tackle. So another depth spot there while they search in the interim to replace Nicholas Petit-Ferrer, who's going to be facing that 6-game suspension.
Terry, is in your mind, are the struggles completely offensive line, or is there more to it in learning a new offensive coordinator's system?
I think it's a little of both, but I'm going to put most of it on the offensive line. I think there are probably some things where guys need to get on the same page, receivers and quarterbacks, and those sorts of things. But I think that, this offensive line is largely untested, and I just believe that it's going to take a while for this group to come around if they do at all.
So you're really worried about them?
I think anybody that has watched this team practice would have a concern with it, George.
Okay, Terry, appreciate it as always. We'll do it again tomorrow.
All right, sounds good, George. Have fun out there at Middle Tennessee Christian.
Absolutely. Terry McCormick's Daily Titans Update brought to you by Lori Burnett Leland. She wants to be your mortgage lady. Okay. What else we got here?
George, the Music City Grand Prix was
I'm the one to talk about that.
Yep, the big race was yesterday. We need your report from it. The winner was Kyle Kirkwood. It was a hot day. It was a hot day on Nashville. 9 cautions, a race stoppage, 2 red flags. But this year was a lot smoother than last year.
Yeah.
Last year, there were about 8 crashes, 2 cautions, and a red flag. And pole sitter Scott McLaughlin came in second. But congrats to Kirkwood. But other than that, George, it looked like it was a great display of the city.
First of all, really impressed with the staff that runs the Music City Grand Prix. When you see that whole campus out there at the football stadium, Kelly, it is impressive. That was one thing that struck me. The second thing that struck me was how approachable the drivers were throughout the whole weekend. First of all, I don't pretend to be this racing expert. So that part really caught me by surprise. Kelly, they are hauling. Oh, my God.
Hey, man, I told you before you went, those cars are loud and they're really fast. And you've got to if I grew up in Indianapolis or in Indiana, there's no question I would have been in those go-karts and tried to learn how to do that, because there's nothing like getting in there. I can't imagine. I was able to do that in one of those NASCAR truck series. We went out to one of the racetracks in Brownsville, Indiana, and they let us go around. And it's hard to pass there in Nashville. I was listening to some of the drivers, but man, when you pass, that's kind of a scary deal, because I was actually – but it's just amazing, especially when you go to Indianapolis. Those guys are reaching 236, 237 miles per hour down the straightaway, and then you got to go around a turn, and the wheels have no tread on them. So, they stick, and the downforce of all that stuff, I learned about all that stuff, but it's wild to watch those guys. You got to be a little nuts to go crazy, to go that fast in those cars and be able to take those turns and to be able to just have enough moxie about yourself to go past somebody. I watched the end of it yesterday, and it's a cool thing if you've never seen it.
You're not getting me in one of those cars.
Woo. Those aren't your normal left turns.
No,
they're not.
But as for somebody having never been to anything like this, man, was I impressed. Really impressed with the staff at the Music City Grand Prix. Those people have been working their fannies off to get all of that done. Wow. Big wow.
Looked like the weather cooperated pretty well, too.
It was warm.
Toasty.
How many people? Were there a lot of people there, George?
I have not seen if there was an official attendance count or not.
Yeah, I haven't yet. I'm sure the one will be released here soon.
But man, impressive.
But it's not just racing, the music too.
After it was over, a buddy of mine and I went and toured all these different booth areas that they had. A ton of vendors from all over the country. One of them had a big jet off to the left that we went and toured. Oh, man. It was big time.
In the club level?
It was big time.
So Music City Grand Prix, glad it went well for everybody there.
Yes.
News over the weekend, recruiting news. Tennessee has lost a recruiting battle to Alabama. 4-star wide receiver Amari Jefferson from Chattanooga Baylor chose Alabama. He's going to play football and baseball there. He's a senior at Chattanooga Baylor. He's the number 16 athlete in the country and number 3 player in the state. He was a Tennessee baseball commit. And so he ended up, I guess, decommitting there, going to Alabama. And this past season, 73 catches, 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns. So I don't think Tennessee fans are happy about losing that battle. But I think that says Nick Saban still has it.
Sure. They didn't exactly fall to the bottom of the conference.
No. But there's a lot of talk about that right now.
Well, you can talk it all you want, but until you see evidence of real slippage in that program, don't believe
and
it.
some people say they have seen real slippage, and I don't know if you can really say that, but
when you say that, what did they still won 10 games?
Yeah, and lost 2 games by 1 point.
So
1 point.
you know, I mean, I realize one man's treasure is another man's trash, but I mean, give me a break. You know, if there was slippage, it's minimal.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting year for Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
We're calling it the revenge season. So Amari Jefferson headed to Alabama. George, over the weekend, there was a UFC fight in Nashville, but the more intriguing fight was probably Tim Anderson and Jose Ramirez, that White Sox Guardians fight.
Yes.
6 ejections. Ramirez fought right behind second base Saturday night. Both managers were ejected.
Anderson got TKO'd.
He sure did. Took about 15 minutes before order was restored. Ramirez slid headfirst into second, and then Tim Anderson stood over him. And I don't think neither of them took too kindly to that. And Ramirez squared up as if he was ready to fight, but he got clocked. And Anderson
did.
Anderson
got clocked.
Yes.
And the other guy is now apparently the heavyweight champion of the world.
But I mean, we haven't seen a baseball fight like that in a long time.
It's been a long time since we've seen one like that.
Hey, every now and then that testosterone gets going, man. You got to let it out.
162 is a long schedule.
Long season.
Well, speaking of a long season, Bryce Harper, it's not looking like he's going to return to his outfield position. I guess, is he playing DH right now?
Playing first base.
First base and DH. So for the Phillies, I don't know did they really need him in the outfield right now if he's still hitting?
I don't know. I can't figure them out.
So they've
got a lot of talent. And to me, so far, they have really underachieved in the NL East.
Well, and another team it's been tough to figure out is the Cubs. They just beat the Braves this weekend.
They're on a little roll.
Dansby Swanson had something to say about it, too. I don't know if you saw the Acuna.
What did he say?
Well, not much. I mean, I think after the Acuna gesture at second base, Dansby, I don't think Dansby was real happy about that. No. But the Cubs ended up beating the Braves this weekend.
Took 2 out of 3 from them.
Yeah, and they're in the playoff race right now. So, but there's nothing to worry about if you're a Braves fan.
No, but I mean, that's look, what the Cubs are getting done in the National League Central is becoming really interesting. It's now a 3-team race: Cubs, Reds, Milwaukee, and right now the Cubs feel like the team with all the momentum.
They do. They're starting to play well at the right time. That's all I got.
Kelly, guess who's coming on with us?
Your brother.
Wow. You think he really wants that?
I'm just telling you, that's how you portrayed it when you had him up there on the stage. I mean, y'all were brothers, so we'll see what Watson thinks about it.
Coach Watson Brown will join us after the break. We'll get into discussion of the SEC, the ACC, the Pac-4. You like that? The Pac-4. That's about what it's down to. Anyway, Watson will join us after the break from Middle Tennessee Christian. Stay tuned. We're coming back. Year number 2 of the Plaster and Friends Celebrity Bowling Night was awesome. And the reason is really simple. I chose Strike and Spare, and they were amazing. They have great food, great bowling, and a staff that is truly ready to go the extra mile to help you. They have 5 family fun centers in the area to choose from. And for more info, go to strikeandspare.com or call them at 615-824-5685.
How am I going to get to work? My car's totaled.
Skylar, our team is making a call right now. We'll get you a rental car. Don't worry.
That's a relief.
Call us 24/7. We're here. We're going to help.
As a lot of you know, our show is now more than a year old, and that's a great testimony to some of the viewership that we have had from you all. So a big thank you right there. if you're new to all of this and you're wondering, how do we see the show? Here's some of the ways. Of course, you can watch it live 2 to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. And the three biggest ways are Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Now, if you're working or can't watch the show live, you know what? All this stuff is archived in podcast form through two different ways. Apple, Spotify, that's the way you do it. You can go Apple Podcast or Spotify, and you're probably sitting there saying, George, you don't know what any of these mean. Well, I'm learning. I can at least spit it out now. Hope that you will continue to enjoy our show, because as football season revs up, we've got some great things planned. Thanks for being with us.
You can't see the sights without the sounds. From the crack of the bat to the roar of the crowd and everything in between, discover what Hit City has to offer. Spend your nights cheering on the Nashville Sounds at First Horizon Park with giveaways, fireworks shows, theme weekends, and more. Single game tickets are on sale now. Visit NashvilleSounds.com to claim your seat today.
So who said I can't be a golfer? Well, you know what? This is X Golf, located just down the road from the Fordyce Center in Bellevue. This is fun. It'll improve your golf game, and you need to stop in and check it out. 8138 Sawyer Brown Road, and who knows, I may get to 200 before it's all over. We are back, and Watson Brown about to join us from Cookeville, Tennessee, by way of phone. Watson, how are you?
George, I'm great. Are you doing good? I caught a little commercial about your golf game. If somebody has improved that, everybody needs to go there and get help.
No.
No?
That's not true, Coach Brown. That's not true. If you've seen his swing, he can't even get it to 200 yards. I mean, his driver. I mean, are we kidding with that?
I've seen it.
Oh, I know you've seen it.
Said that he could improve anybody. So I said, if they've got George improved, we need to send everybody there.
Well, first of all, I birdied hole number 11 at Harpeth Hills a few days ago, a par 3, and I didn't cheat. Hit a tee shot.
You hit a bird? Is that your birdie?
No, I hit a tee shot, landed on the green about 12 feet away, and then knocked home the putt.
He used a driver.
Did it roll?
Listen,
Watson, he used a driver on a par 3. He used a driver
what difference
on a par
does
3.
it make? As long as the results are good, quit being a hater.
If you used the driver on the par 3, it didn't float up and land. You ran it up there.
No, to be honest,
ran the ball up on the green.
Well, to be honest, it hit a few feet short and then rolled. I mean, it was a very majestic looking deal.
Well, that's not the way you explained it when you first told me.
Look, I birdied the hole
on the green up to 12 feet, and then you nailed the putt.
Yeah,
well, you didn't fly it up on the green. You rolled it up on the green.
No, it wasn't some worm burner, okay?
But it rolled on the green.
Well, sure. Most everything does.
Oh, no. No, everything don't roll on the green. That's not the way the game's played.
The two of you can gang up and be haters all you want. My golf game's getting better.
Oh, good gracious.
I'll say this. It's in better shape than the Pac-4.
Oh, I agree.
Much.
Watson, are you surprised that the Colorado move has then boomeranged all this stuff?
Well, no, because I think they were on such shaky ground, George, that any one move by anybody and everything was going to collapse. And they don't have money. They don't have money. They don't have a contract. They don't have a good TV contract. And supposedly the commissioner blew it and didn't finish something and couldn't come up with it the right way. And it's trouble. I think it's over. I think it's over. I don't see how, if you put it back together, they're going to be so far behind the others. And now there's talk that the ACC may come and get 2 or 3 of the ones left, Stanford being one. I don't see that happening because then they would redo a TV package by adding the other Pac-12s. And as soon as they redo their TV package, then everybody in the ACC can leave. Right now, it's so stiff for them to get out. That's why they're hanging together. So I don't see that happening. I really don't.
Watson, there seems to be a lot of talk, and rightfully so, about Florida State and Clemson. We've heard Florida State to the Big Ten. To me, if there is going to be a movement of those two schools, shouldn't the SEC be the one most interested?
Yeah, behind the scenes, Georgia will fight Clemson tooth and nails. And Florida will fight Florida State and Miami tooth and nails. Now, that didn't help with Texas and Oklahoma and A&M. It didn't. So I'm not saying that it will, but I can promise you the power of Georgia and Florida is from way back is more powerful than Texas A&M over a short period of time. So I'm anxious to see if that goes down. I think that's why Florida State's talking to the Big Ten. The SEC hasn't come close to coming across with anything.
So, Watson, help me. It now looks like we've got 4 mega powers, if you want to call them that. SEC,
3.5, yeah.
Big Ten. Now it looks like the Big 12 is third in the pecking order, and the ACC has fallen behind the Big 12. Would you buy that?
I go just a tad different. I say it's 2 and 2. I think the SEC and the Big 10 are a notch above the Big 12 and the ACC. They just are money-wise. And even though the Big 12 has majorly improved themselves, I don't think they're up on the same level with the Big 10 and the SEC, George, myself. And I think they got a long way to go to get there. They're going to have to really come up with a nice TV package to get up around those guys.
So based on where we are now, we know how solid the Big 2 are, but the bottom 2, Big 12, ACC, Watson, what number do they ultimately want to get to and then tell the group of 5 to go jump in the lake?
What you talking? I don't understand, Joe. You talking about the ones that got to catch up, or the SEC and the Big Ten?
What I'm saying is, what is the ultimate number that these 4 now that we're have buried the Pac-4 and it really has no relevance at this point? We're down to 4 conferences. What is the total number of teams that these 4 conferences as a whole want to say, okay, we've reached this number, there will be no more?
I don't think it's teams. I think it's dollars. And what the SEC and the Big Ten, the Big 12 and the ACC are about half the money that those two get. Isn't that amazing that there's still that big a difference? It's about half the money that the SEC and the Big Ten get. So they're going to have to bring in a multitude more teams to get ESPN or Fox's attention to up the dollars for a new contract. So they've got to get names. SEC, the ACC is got to try to find some out of the Big 12. I don't know if there's anything left in the Pac-12 that would help them, but I don't think it's numbers. Now it might be numbers in the SEC because I think they'd love to grab North Carolina, Clemson, Possibly Virginia would be another one, I think. Some of that type thing. So add 2 more, maybe both of them. But I think it's more, they will take those to keep the Pac-12, the Big 12, and the ACC from going and getting some to up them to that level. I don't know if it can ever happen. I think we're in for a 2 big conferences. There may be 2 or 1 more with them, but I don't even know if they can get to that level, George. North Carolina, Notre Dame, Clemson, Florida State. Who am I missing? Maybe Virginia. Those are the big 5 left, in my personal opinion. And I don't really even see anything in the Big 12 where the Big 10 or the SEC could go take something from it. What's the best left there? Oklahoma State? I think we're about done. I don't know if we can catch them. I think we're in for a major 2 big conferences. They're not going to do away with everybody, guys. I don't think, Kelly, because they got to have people they can still beat too. And they're going to have to keep those certain conferences around and the group of 5s around. And that's the next thing in the next 10 years. Watch the group of 5s. How long can they hang on this level? Those other conferences are half the money. What is the group of 5? I mean, they're not anywhere close to this kind of money. And they're just going to keep falling further and further down as this time goes on.
This is going to be a big piece of a long interview that I'm going to do tomorrow. Excuse me. With MTSU Athletic Director Chris Massaro. We're going to play that interview on Wednesday. Kelly, while we're on the subject of all this craziness, whatever you got for Watson in that category, go ahead and go with it.
Well, he kind of hit on it. That was my question. That's where I was going with it. Like when we get to, because Coach Donnelly used to always talk, and I've told George about this. Coach Donnelly used to always talk. He said, Kelly, at some point we're going to have these 4 major conferences, but it don't even look like that now. But what do the Middle Tennessees and the Tennessee Techs and the UT Chattanoogas, what do they do? I mean, where are we going with that, Coach? I mean, it seems like, everybody's going with the big money, and now, I played at Middle. Of course, you played at Vanderbilt, but where does my MTSU Blue Raiders fit into all this?
Kelly, it's tough, man. They got to be smart and try to keep moving up the ladder because they can't do it by just being in the conference. They're going to have to change conferences. They're going to have to be one of those. Now, Chris will never say that. Nobody at Middle Tennessee, UAB, they're not going to say that. But that's their way out. And they've got to, all of a sudden, they jump to the Big 12. And now they're on their way. But if they stay on this group of 5 level, I really believe the group of 5 and about half of the FCS are going to be back together again 5 to 10 years from now. I think they're going to be back together again where they were before all of this really started. And the other half of the FCS will fall to Division II. That's what I think. Some of the FCS that just cannot keep up because they're just pitch broke will end up falling down another level. But about half of that bunch will end up back with a group of 5s. Now that's me talking. I've not heard that. I'm just what I think is going to happen. And gosh, Kelly, I've been on all those levels. I've been on the group of 5 level. I've been on the Power 5 level. And I've been on the FCS. I've even been Division II. And I'm telling you, there's bigger differences today in a group of 5 in an FCS school than ever before. And there's a bigger difference today, guys, in the Power 5 and the group of 5s. And it's not over yet.
Yeah, is a deal, Coach, where maybe in years to come we have the FBS schools and the other schools, the group of 5 schools, will they go after their own national championship, you think? I mean, what? I don't know. I just don't know where, these smaller teams are going to get the money in years to come. It makes me wonder about, I feel for my alma mater. It makes me wonder about that.
I think your alma mater, if they're smart, they keep trying to grow, find ways, and move up. Middle Tennessee, I think, is one of those that might be capable of doing that, being close to Nashville, UAB, if they'll keep going and keep improving the place, the ones in the cities are the ones that are going to have the best chance to move up, in my personal opinion. And Kelly, you nailed it. I really believe 10 years from now there will be another national championship with the group of fives and part of those FCS schools having their own national championship. I just think the only way this settles down, Kelly, in my opinion, is if ESPN, Fox, CBS, they start losing they're not bringing in the dollars they were bringing in. If that starts falling off now we'll slow down. But till they slow down and quit throwing this money out like they're doing, and the money that's on these playoffs now and national championships and everything, I'm telling you, it's just going to keep going the way it is. And within 3 years, I don't think a group of five is going to be 3, 4, 5 at the most. Group of fives will not be able to compete for a national championship because they're not going to get a good enough player. The dollars that the Power Fives have over the group of fives and what they can spend on facilities and everything that the group of five just can't do, sooner or later, there's not going to be a Central Florida good enough to get in that group to compete for a national championship. And everybody thinks this 12 is going to help them. It may for the first couple of years here, but over time, I think they won't even be able to get in that.
George, you want to go? Or, I can keep going. Well, I don't know about the break.
Go one more, Kelly.
Well, what I was going to say is, and I brought this question up. I'm worried about football, Coach, and this might be a longer answer than we need, but I'm kind of worried. And I presented this to George a couple of months ago. You look at the statistics of high school kids from 10 years ago playing, and it was like 120,000 more kids playing back then than there are now. So kids are not coming out for football like they used to. So I'm kind of worried about football, and it kind of goes along with what we're talking about now with the Middle Tennessees and the UABs of the world. They're still trying to survive because it's still a moneymaker for those guys. It's not much, but they've said that only the Alabamas and the Ohio States and the Michigans are the ones that are making money. So I'm kind of worried about football, and I want to know where your stance on is it with this, because moms are not wanting little Johnny to play football anymore. So what does that mean for our sport? Is it a dying sport? I know with the big schools it doesn't seem that way, but it just doesn't seem like there's as much. And I know the NFL is where it's gigantic right now, and college football with the Power 5 schools is gigantic right now, but it just seems like the numbers are going down to me if you look at the statistics.
I think you're dead on, Kelly. And I think two things that college football better do. They better keep figuring out ways to make the game safer. They've got to do that because I think we're losing high school kids because moms get scared. And I can't blame them. I mean, I'm not saying that's wrong. Would I let mine play again? Absolutely. Would you let yours play again? I promise you, I don't even have to ask you that. You would, but everybody don't feel that way, Kelly. And so they better find ways to make the game safer and we don't have these real bad injuries, number one. And number two, what they've done with the dadgum transfer portal is killing high school kids getting offers.
Killing it.
These colleges are not offering as many high school scholarships. If I'm on the FCS level right now, I'm going high school because they're getting a better player. They're getting a better player than they've ever been able to get before because the colleges are taking half their scholarships and bringing in transfer kids. And it's killing high schools. And I think and the other thing that's happening on the high school level, the real good player is getting that great NIL money. Those other guys aren't even getting scholarships. And I don't know. It's tough. There's so many people we don't talk about. We talk about the big-time player. But the smaller player, the guy that transfers that's not that good, over half of the transfers in the transfer portal don't have places to go. So this thing ain't been all perfect animal here. There's the big dogs making good money by transferring, but there's a lot of people left out. So we got problems, Kelly. You nailed it. The college football better open their eyes or they're going to be in trouble 10 years from now. I don't think it's tomorrow. And I don't mean to be bearer of bad news because I love college football. But I'm just telling you, we better all open our eyes, or we're going to get in trouble to the point it'd be hard to bring it back.
Watson, hang with us. We'll go to the break. Then we'll get into more, including what is Notre Dame doing while all this is going down. Stay with us.
As the trusted premier custom home builder in Middle Tennessee, Donnelly Timmons has over 20 years of experience in the industry. Whether you're looking to build your dream home or renovate your current home, their team will ensure that every client and every remodel is unique, luxurious, and completed on time within budget. Founders Dustin Timmons and Joey Donnelly have over 25 years of construction experience in the Nashville area. Together, they have completed projects in Forest Hills, Oak Hill, Green Hills, Franklin, and Brentwood. Dustin and Joey believe that communication is the most important aspect of all construction projects. Therefore, they personally manage each project themselves and are involved in job site activities on a daily basis. Their commitment to quality and integrity has earned them an outstanding reputation among their clients. Contact them to set an appointment for a free consultation or to view some of their completed projects. Give them a call at 615-456-7983 or log on to DonnellyTimmons.com.
For over 35 years, Wilson Bank & Trust has been committed to providing customized banking solutions to help individuals, families, and businesses in Tennessee achieve their goals. As your full-service community bank, we are proud to offer loans with competitive rates, local decision-making, and fast, friendly service from our experienced lenders. No matter where you are on your financial journey, Wilson Bank & Trust is ready to help you take the next step. Visit your nearest Wilson Bank & Trust office or online at wilsonbank.com to get started today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Family owned and operated for more than 2 decades, Alaco Fine Wood Floors is Nashville and Middle Tennessee's choice for premium quality hardwood floors. Since 1995, Jimmy Alaco and his army of employees have embodied the approach of taking pride in one's craft and providing superior customer service, growing from a one-man shop to a team of 23 professionals who share the founder's passion for quality craftsmanship and customer satisfaction. If you are interested in contacting them, you can find their headquarters at 2505 Winford Avenue in Berry Hill, or give them a call at 615-356-0303. Again, that's 615-356-0303, or log on to alacofinewoodfloors.com. Alaco Fine Wood Floors, serving Middle Tennessee's hardwood flooring needs since 1995.
At Baird, we have a different slant on global financial advice. That global capabilities mean nothing without personal attention. We have investor relationships in 35 countries and market expertise in over 40 industry verticals, all to help make the most important investment connections of all, yours. Global financial advice with a client-first approach. It's the shape of things to come. Discover the Baird difference at BairdDifference.com.
Well, as you can tell in the background, we're at Middle Tennessee Christian. a little bit of a warm up for what we're going to do a week and a half from now when we get into our Friday afternoon high school football coverage. The 2 to 3 p.m. hour will be exclusively high school football when the season starts on Friday, August the 18th. Coach Watson Brown is with us from Cookeville by phone. Watson, I want to ask you one other thing before I turn it to Kelly. So Notre Dame's watching all this from the sideline. What do you think they're thinking?
Well, I think there was two ways to get Notre Dame. Notre Dame's built their brand by being an independent all these years, just like Tennessee's built their brand and being in the SEC. So they don't want to give that up. They're scared to give it up because that's where their success has been. There was two ways I thought that they'd have to go to a conference. Number one, if it stayed in a 14 playoff, George, they were going to have to go to a conference, in my opinion, in time. Well, it's gone to 12. That saved them. Now they don't have to worry. If they're good, they can be good enough to get in the 12. The second way is if NBC drops that contract or lowers the numbers on them, because that's all their money. They're not splitting that with anybody. And when that happens, then you watch. Notre Dame will leave. I don't think they're going anywhere because I think they're living off of we all live off of what was successful for us in the past. Kelly knows that from coaching ball a little bit. When you get in trouble, you go back to what's been successful. And Notre Dame's not going to give that up unless they just have to, George, I don't think.
Kelly, it's all yours.
Well, let me ask you, let's go a little further with that. Is Notre Dame the big ticket like they were 20 years ago? I don't think they're the same team. And I don't think they're as, I just don't think they're as eye-catching as they used to be back in the Lou Holtz day where they were winning national championships. So are they does NBC still hold that? I mean, do they still keep that contract going or they try to go with another team?
I think that's the $64,000 question, Kelly, to me is, does NBC stick with them? They'll be good enough. Their name is still good enough if they've lost one game or something, they'll get in that 12-team playoff. They're good enough for that. Are they up there as a brand the way some of these other schools are, like the Georgias and Alabamas? No, I think they've fallen off since those days. Michigan, Ohio State, I think they've fallen off. I agree with you, but I don't think it's to the point that they're going to run scared and jump in a conference just yet. And I'm not sure, Kelly, if they go to the Big Ten, that they're going to win as many games as they are by being independent. I'm telling you, they might even become a less known name if they go into that 7-5 range, 8-4 range every year and just become kind of just another team in the Big Ten. If they went somewhere, I would think they'd go to the ACC, but I'm not as far as winning is concerned. But dollars, I don't think the ACC's got the amount of money to bring them. So it's going to have to be the SEC or the Big Ten if it comes to that. But that was why I said about NBC, Kelly, I'm not sure NBC will stick with them. They better stay good, and they better be in those playoffs every year when we get to the 12-team playoff, because if they're not, I think they'll lose that contract.
Well, that's kind of where I'm at with that too, and I think you kind of hit the nail on the head too. If they go to a Big Ten, they're not going to win 9 games like they, been doing, or just like a Texas OU. Those people are going to have to probably, when they come to the SEC, they're going to have to get used to 8-4 seasons or 7-5 seasons. So I just don't. I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of with you on that. This next question,
and I agree, Kelly. Kelly, I agree. I think Oklahoma and Texas have dominated that conference for so long that will be a change for them. I think Oklahoma and Texas will still be good, but not Georgia, Alabama consistently good. I think they'll be really good in a year and then go back to 8-4 or whatever. And it's hard to get to where Alabama and Georgia have been lately. Really hard.
Okay, so that's going to lead into my next question. We had a guy on here last week, and I tend to agree with him. I just want to know your thoughts on this. Let's go to Alabama. Let's go to Tuscaloosa for a second. And this guy, he's a podcaster on the SEC network. Well, not the SEC network, but just on SEC. And he told us that he thought that Nick Saban's got the worst coaching staff that he's ever had. I don't know about that. I'd like to hear what you say about that. But he said, everybody talks about it, and he's absolutely right with this, because everybody says, well, they've still got Nick Saban, but how much longer can that keep going on? It seems like, Bill O'Brien left, his defensive coordinator left, Kevin Steele came in from Miami. He didn't do very well down there, but they didn't have any players at all. Kevin Steele's been around for a while. He took Tommy Rees from Notre Dame to come down and be his offensive coordinator. But with that being said, it looks like that the Alabama days, that might have been just a hiccup last year. They still won 10 games, which is kind of incredible, but it's kind of not up to their standards. They didn't make the playoffs. But is Nick Saban, it seems like he's been taken over by Georgia and Kirby Smart, who was one of his trusted assistants. But I just want to see where you go with that, because this guy said that he had the worst coaching staff of his career.
Well, I think that'll be proven out. That we'll see. It's perfect time. I think a lot of Kevin Steele. I grew up with Kevin in the business, and I think he's really good. And I promise you, whoever's running the defense, it's not their defense. It's Saban's defense. Now, offensively, that's a different story. And watch that one close. But, Kelly, Georgia's got the same issue. They just lost a fantastic offensive coordinator. Everybody's got Georgia and Alabama right at the top, and I don't right this minute, because they got new coaches and brand new quarterbacks.
Yep.
And you don't win a national championship unless you're bona fide at quarterback anymore. Bona fide. And I'm not sure either one of those schools, how long will it take one to become bona fide? And do they? Does one of those three at Alabama just all of a sudden, can they do what Bryce Young just did? And some of the other guys, Jalen Hurts and some of the guys they've had, and what just happened at Georgia with Bennett, and what was the kid's name before Bennett? They're both of those schools have had really good quarterback play recently, and now they both at the same time have got brand new quarterbacks. And I think there's a bunch of brand new quarterbacks in the SEC, but I'm not ready to throw Alabama and Georgia there just yet. I'm not. Because I know what quarterback play means, and especially, Kelly, in those big games.
Well, and you understand this too, because Tony Barnhart even said it when he was up there on stage with you. Back in the day, you could have just an average guy at quarterback, because most of the time he's going to hand the ball off and he's got to make a couple of, play action pass completions in a game. But nowadays, when you're playing in the SEC, it's kind of like the NFL now. You've got to have a guy that is gifted at quarterback, and I'm like you. I just don't know I don't think they really know who's going to start for Alabama. Georgia's got a guy in the Beck kid that he's kind of unproven. He got to play a little bit, so I'm with you. The quarterback play, you look at it, and LSU's got a pretty good one. He played, he got yelled at a lot by Brian Kelly last year. He did pretty good, so I can see LSU winning the West. And then it's kind of I think Georgia's just too good for everybody. But what do you think about the kid at UT, Joe Milton? He came in the Orange Bowl, played really well. When he first came there, he didn't play good. So obviously coaching has a lot to do with it, but there's a lot of question marks in the SEC at quarterback.
Oh, big time. And I'm still I predicted Milton would have a good game in his last one, and he did, but I'm still say the jury's out there. And he's got to come in and do what Hendon Hooker did last year, Kelly. And I still not sure he got up the credit he deserved, because he hurt his knee late and didn't get to finish the year. But my gosh, what a year he was having till he got hurt. He was playing better than all of them. You go look at his stats up till the South Carolina game. He was out playing everybody in the country. And Milton's got to do that for Tennessee. Tennessee's offense is even more so quarterback oriented, and because there's a lot of get in the right play, there's a lot of throw it to the right guy or hand it off. There's so many decisions that are being made by the quarterback. I'm not sure that they're in an offense in the country that puts more on their quarterback than Tennessee does. Now, the way they help them, Kelly, is they throw a lot of ball control passes that let their quarterbacks be successful, and their stats are always up. But I think that might be the number one quarterback-oriented offense in the country right now. And so Milton's got a big piece on his shoulders. I just don't think the SEC is what it was last year. I think they've got, because of the quarterback play, because brand new quarterbacks in some big spots. I might have LSU over all of them right at this moment just because of a proven quarterback.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. So go ahead, George. Sorry.
Yeah, Watson, need to run as we approach the top of the hour. Really appreciate your coming on. We'll do it again here soon.
Glad to do it. Looking forward to being on with you.
Watson Brown joining us from the palatial mansion up in Cookeville. After the break, we'll get stat of the day. Then we'll learn a little bit about what's going on at Middle Tennessee Christian. If you don't know it, they've got a big kid, a big old offensive lineman, 6'7", who is committed to Tennessee. We will talk with Jesse Perry about that later in the 3 o'clock hour, so stick around.
Forget the fact that Sir Speedy Music City is owned by my BGA classmate James Warren. Their work stands on its own merit. James and his staff do incredible work, as evidenced by the huge banners at the Plaster and Friends Celebrity Bowling Night. If you're looking for quality to help your marketing and business communications, and you want it at a reasonable price, these are your folks. Call them at 615-832-9511 or go to print at sirspeedymusiccity.com. And be sure to tell them Plaz sent you.
Hey, thank you for meeting with me today. The insurance company has made an offer.
Already? Wow.
They've offered you the entire policy.
Thank you, Blair.
You're so welcome.
Convenience and value, two words that we expect when we do business. Our goal at JHA Company is to deliver just that, both to our school partners and to our customers. Whether you're purchasing photos, yearbooks, class jewelry, letter jackets, school spirit wear, or senior graduation products, we strive to make the experience easy, convenient, and cost-effective. Find out more at jhacompany.com or call 615-867-6345 for more information. JHA, one source, one company.
Hello, this is Celeste Middleton, a State Farm agent in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I want to help my neighbors and local businesses be proactive and assess their risk before something unexpected happens. We want you to have a thorough understanding of your coverages to have the best protection when you need it. We can create a personal price plan for you. Our team has over 70 years of experience helping people in Middle Tennessee. We have an awesome team with integrity and provide honest and prompt communication, and we love what we do and genuinely care about everyone we work with at our office. Give us a call at 615-895-2700, send us a message at celestemiddleton.com, or walk in at our office at 803 North Thompson Lane in Murfreesboro. We would love to earn your business.
Welcome to John English Antique Sports and Cards, located at 204 East Depot Street in beautiful downtown Shelbyville, Tennessee. Their phone number is area code 931-492-4304. John, obviously, I've been blown away by what I've seen at your place. I've now been there 3 times. But for the person who's never been, what should they expect?
Well, we have a 3,000 square foot store, George. Half of it is vintage cards in all sports. And then half of the store is, a lot of people call it the museum, where there's a lot of early equipment and just the history of sports in general, baseball, football, basketball, golf, tennis, and other items.
When somebody comes in there that you know is a big sports fan, what is their normal reaction?
Well, I think that they're pleasantly surprised, and of course, being in Shelbyville, Tennessee, which is a small town that you would never expect a shop like we have to be in. So they're kind of, I don't want to say blown away, but as I said, pleasantly surprised.
Welcome back in. 3 o'clock hour underway as we broadcast live from the beautiful Middle Tennessee Christian School, getting set to talk with Coach Christian Peterson. But first, stat of the day. And George, he might be asked the question as well. So we'll see about his football knowledge. But stat of the day brought to you by John English Antique Sports and Cards in Shelbyville. You can find them at 204 East Depot Street. They're open during the week, Tuesday through Friday from noon to 5, and Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 5. Give them a call at 931-492-4304. All right, let's see what Butch has cooked up today for the stat of the day. Here we go. We are 19 days away from week 0 of college football. What is the record for most overtimes in a single college football game, and what teams played in it?
Okay. Kelly, I'm almost certain it's Penn State, Illinois 2 years ago, and it was a 9 overtime game, and Illinois won it in Happy Valley.
Yeah, I think you're right, George. I was just thinking about the Ole Miss game, but I think you're right.
Ole Miss and Arkansas went
to 7, didn't they?
7.
I think it was LSU. Or
no, it was
LSU and A&M had one too, didn't they?
LSU and A&M had a 7 as well. I think I'm right on this one.
And I think we've had this question before.
That's why I think I'm right.
I think you're right. But you'll learn the hard way here. But yes, 9 overtimes, Illinois and Penn State. 20, Illinois, Penn State 18. Low scoring game for that many overtimes.
There went that many overtimes. They didn't get a whole lot done on the offensive end. Okay, let's get to a little bit of why we're here today. Coach Christian Peterson joins us from Middle Tennessee Christian with a little Florida Gator background, huh?
Yes, sir.
Nice. So you've done the chomp at Ben Hill Griffin.
I have. I've been there a few times.
Tell us, this is the time of year where all the schools are getting ready. They're doing all the fall practice in anticipation of the opener. What is this like as opposed to 25 years ago when coaches would give you 3 a days, 4 a days, whatever they could get away with?
Yeah. I think right now, social media and everything else, I think it's been cool to, have days like this where, your kids really got to get to be the face of your program. I think, having those 3-a-day practices and stuff like that, it was, kind of the old school, grind them into the ground and let's see what we got. And, really with our roster, it wouldn't work well for us anyways. We got 35 guys. Our goal is to try and get into game 1 as healthy as possible and then make sure we're ready to execute.
You need to stay healthy.
Yes, very much so. We have a really good group of seniors, been around them now this will be going into year 3. But we have a lot of young guys that are going to need to be able to step up and, making sure we can get them to game 1 and then through the rest of the year is real big for us.
Kelly Holcomb is on this show and, as you know, played 14 years in the NFL. We were talking about a little while ago, the worry about numbers, that less kids are playing football, more moms are scared of the stuff that goes on, the concussions, all that kind of thing. Where's all this headed long term?
I think the game is safer right now than it ever has been. I think with the rules that we have for practice, the equipment's better. I think every day we get closer to having the safest product possible. I think it's going to kind of go through waves. It's going to be down a little bit now, but really, honestly, I think it's probably up a little bit from what it was a couple of years ago. The late 2000s was probably the peak, then it had a little bit of a valley, and then I think it's kind of gone back up a little bit again. I think just that continuous focus on making sure that we're doing things the right way and as safe as possible for our kids.
You've just experienced with a big old offensive lineman the recruiting battle, and everybody and his brother wanted him. But I see a lot of, I guess, level below that of kids that are getting screwed over right now because there is such a thing as transfer portal, and colleges are going more to the transfer than they are to the graduating senior in high school. How do you combat that?
Yeah, it's tough. Right now, it's the hardest it's ever been to get recruited. It's having those conversations with your kids and, letting them know that the calendar's really kind of been pushed back. Jesse kind of blew up in January. And so, whereas he would have normally opened up in that fall window. And so it kind of just, January a year ago, but everything's pushed back. So Division I, that FBS level is recruiting later, which then is pushing FCS back, which then pushes Division II and Division III back. And you can't just sit around and try and wait for an offer that isn't going to come. It's making sure you understand where do college coaches see you, and trying to make the most of any opportunity that you get. But it's been tough. It's tough as a high school coach. I remember when I got recruited, 13 years ago now, the process was different. More high school kids were getting taken. I don't know that I get taken out of high school, in today's world. It's just been tough, and just, again, making sure that the kids understand what the reality of the situation is.
So you open, 12 days from now. Talk to me a little bit about your team and where you think they are.
Yeah, I think we've worked really hard. We've had a really good spring and good summer. Now we're kind of into fall camp. It's, solidifying where everybody's going to play. We have a really good senior group. There's 13 of them that I'm confident with all 13 on the field. When at any point in time when they're on the field, I feel really good about it. We're just light in the sophomore and junior groups. There's 11 total in those two groups combined, but they're really good players. And we've got a bigger freshman group this year. We've got about 11 that they're going to have to be ready to go and ready to play. And so that's really been kind of my challenge to the seniors, has been make sure the young guys understand how we do things, make sure they're playing to our standard. Because we don't want to get into a Friday night where young guys got to go and they're not ready to go. And, being able to lean on our seniors has been really big.
Billy, you'll like this. Apparently there was a message for Jesse Perry, who obviously grew up a Tennessee fan. His head coach did not and is not. So what is it you told him recently?
Yeah, so when he told me that Tennessee is where he wanted to go, I told him that I'd support him wherever he goes, but I'm not wearing that orange. I'm not going to do it. I'll go there, I'll wear MTCS stuff, and I'll support him 100%, but I can't do it. I can't put that orange on.
Well, this is more of the burnt orange type of color, though.
Oh, yeah.
So you've gotten by that, at
yes,
least.
Absolutely. And the high school I graduated from was orange too, but a little bit different. It's a little bit different.
A little different shade.
Absolutely.
Okay. Listen, thank you for coming by and joining us. We'll end up meeting some of these kids here in a minute and find out if they're happy with their head coach.
I appreciate you having me on. Appreciate you coming down and spending time with us. Means a lot.
Absolutely. Happy to do it. We'll take a break and come back with more from Middle Tennessee Christian High School. Stay tuned. Year number 2 of the Plaster and Friends Celebrity Bowling Night was awesome. And the reason is really simple. I chose Strike and Spare, and they were amazing. They have great food, great bowling, and a staff that is truly ready to go the extra mile to help you. They have 5 family fun centers in the area to choose from, and for more info, go to strikeandspare.com or call them at 615-824-5685.
How am I going to get to work? My car's totaled.
Skylar, our team is making a call right now. We'll get you a rental car. Don't worry.
That's a relief.
Call us 24/7. We're here. We're going to help.
can't see the sights without the sounds. From the crack of the bat to the roar of the crowd and everything in between, discover what Hit City has to offer. Single game tickets are on sale now.
Hello, this is Celeste Middleton, a State Farm agent in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I want to help my neighbors and local businesses be proactive and assess their risk before something unexpected happens. We want you to have a thorough understanding of your coverages to have the best protection when you need it. We can create a personal price plan for you. Our team has over 70 years of experience helping people in Middle Tennessee. We have an awesome team with integrity and provide honest and prompt communication, and we love what we do and genuinely care about everyone we work with at our office. Give us a call at 615-895-2700. Send us a message at celestemiddleton.com or walk in at our office at 803 North Thompson Lane in Murfreesboro. We would love to earn your business.
We're back. This big guy is Jesse Perry. He is 6'7" tall, and he is committed as an offensive lineman to the University of Tennessee, and he will be a VFL starting a year from now, about this time. Thanks for coming on with us.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
So what was the whole recruiting process like? Was it fun or was it more stressful?
It was pretty different for me because I grew up a Tennessee fan. I began getting recruited by them, but I still decided to keep it like as business approach. But the recruiting process was very fun for me. It started getting a little stressful towards the end of it. But I kind of found what I wanted in Tennessee. And I didn't see a need to go to any other places and try to pick up offers. So I decided to call it Tennessee.
Because you had a lot of people that wanted you, some of it just simply being the size. You can't teach 6'7", a lot of built-in advantages. So kind of walk me through. You grew up a Tennessee fan, so everybody knew ahead of time that if they were going to get you, they were going to have to beat out Tennessee to do it.
Yes, sir. So it started off with like my first few offers with Arkansas State, Eastern Kentucky, Austin P. I was completely it completely surprised me. I wasn't really expecting them. And then the whole process was pretty foreign to me. I kind of just went to a bunch of camps because I just got an invite from, like, even if they were like a real invite or not, I kind of just went to them. And then I didn't really understand the process until about December of last year. And then Tennessee didn't offer me till February, so their presence wasn't like that real in the recruiting process.
So it wasn't automatic at that point.
Yes, sir. Because like I had a couple SEC offers before then, like Mississippi State and Vanderbilt. I don't really remember like my offers in chronological order, but I know Tennessee came around in February, and then that's when like a lot of like other teams started stressing to like get me up there and like really push me even more once Tennessee offered.
So in the back of your mind, when Tennessee said yes, pretty much done deal?
It wasn't a done deal at that point because I was planning out my spring visits. I had 7 planned out, and then like more people became interested as it grew on. Like Notre Dame was a possible visit I was going to go on.
Oh God, don't tell Billy that. Oh my Lord. We'll never hear the end of it.
Yeah, Notre Dame was a pretty interesting thing, but I didn't feel like going on.
Did you visit up there?
I did not visit.
You should have.
It was a very interesting visit and the idea of it, but I had a visit planned, and then I canceled that visit and my TCU visit last minute to commit to Tennessee because I just found everything I wanted in Tennessee. And I was possibly want to go camp at Alabama to try to pick up an offer there because I've been talking with the O-line coach there. But I didn't feel like I wanted to go there. I felt like I had what I wanted at Tennessee.
Did you have a big growth spurt?
So I had 2 growth spurts. I had a growth spurt going into my freshman year. I grew from 6 foot to 6'3". Then freshman year going into sophomore year, I grew from 6'3" to 6'6". And then I've probably grown an inch slowly over since sophomore year. And then
depending on which school measures you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
6'7" at one school, Billy, 6'6" at another, and 5'11" at your school, Notre Dame.
Yeah, he'll take the 6'7".
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how nice is it to have the pressure off as you go into a senior season? A lot of people don't get that luxury.
It's very nice having the pressure off. I don't have to worry about any recruiting stuff. I just go to games, enjoy it, help recruit some other recruits up with me. And I get to enjoy being a kid and playing my senior season of football.
Have you been to Neyland Stadium a lot?
As a fan, I didn't really grow up and go to games as much just because my dad had to work on Saturdays a lot. So it was really hard to make it up to the game.
It is one of the great atmospheres in college. When I was Vandy's announcer, I used to say it was the Christians versus the Lions.
Yes, sir.
It's just an incredible scene. You're going to have a lot of fun up there.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for coming on with us.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Best of luck to you.
Sir.
This was not all that bad, was it?
No, sir, it wasn't.
Billy, did you notice he served me?
Yeah, he's well spoken.
Right. You need to think about doing that a little bit more. So this first time you've been interviewed?
Well, I've been
in a setting like this.
Yes, sir. In this kind of setting, I've been interviewed with a phone and a mic next to me. But actually sit down on radio headsets and all that is my first time.
When you get to Tennessee, tell Bob Kessling we trained you.
Yes, sir. I will.
George, he also doesn't look like a senior in high school. This is a big kid.
What do you mean by that
he's
exactly?
He's 6'7".
Yes.
He's one of those guys. He gets on campus at Tennessee. All the reporters, this kid doesn't look like a freshman.
No, he doesn't. You play basketball at all?
I played in elementary, but I wasn't that good, so I didn't play it that often. I'm good at defense, but I can't shoot to save my life.
You got the height advantage.
Yes,
you
sir.
Take advantage of it. Hey, thanks for coming over.
Yes,
here.
sir.
We'll go to the break. We will learn more about Middle Tennessee Christian when we come back, so stick around.
As the trusted premier custom home builder in Middle Tennessee, Donnelly Timmons has over 20 years of experience in the industry. Whether you're looking to build your dream home or renovate your current home, their team will ensure that every client and every remodel is unique, luxurious, and completed on time within budget. Founders Dustin Timmons and Joey Donnelly have over 25 years of construction experience in the Nashville area. Together, they have completed projects in Forest Hills, Oak Hill, Green Hills, Franklin, and Brentwood. Dustin and Joey believe that communication is the most important aspect of all construction projects. Therefore, they personally manage each project themselves and are involved in job site activities on a daily basis. Their commitment to quality and integrity has earned them an outstanding reputation among their clients. Contact them to set an appointment for a free consultation or to view some of their completed projects. Give them a call at 615-456-7983 or log on to DonnellyTimmons.com.
For over 35 years, Wilson Bank & Trust has been committed to providing customized banking solutions to help individuals, families, and businesses in Tennessee achieve their goals. As your full-service community bank, we are proud to offer loans with competitive rates, local decision-making, and fast, friendly service from our experienced lenders. No matter where you are on your financial journey, Wilson Bank & Trust is ready to help you take the next step. Visit your nearest Wilson Bank & Trust office or online at wilsonbank.com to get started today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Convenience and value, 2 words that we expect when we do business. Our goal at JHA Company is to deliver just that, both to our school partners and to our customers. Whether you're purchasing photos, yearbooks, class jewelry, letter jackets, school spirit wear, or senior graduation products, we strive to make the experience easy, convenient, and cost-effective. Find out more at jhacompany.com or call 615-867-6345 for more information. JHA, one source, one company.
Family owned and operated for more than 2 decades, Alaco Fine Wood Floors is Nashville and Middle Tennessee's choice for premium quality hardwood floors. Since 1995, Jimmy Alaco and his army of employees have embodied the approach of taking pride in one's craft and providing superior customer service, growing from a one-man shop to a team of 23 professionals who share the founder's passion for quality craftsmanship and customer satisfaction. If you are interested in contacting them, you can find their headquarters at 2505 Winford Avenue in Berry Hill, or give them a call at 615-356-0303. Again, that's 615-356-0303, or log on to alacofinewoodfloors.com. Alaco Fine Wood Floors, serving Middle Tennessee's hardwood flooring needs since 1995.
At Baird, we have a different slant on global financial advice. That global capabilities mean nothing without personal attention. We have investor relationships in 35 countries and market expertise in over 40 industry verticals, all to help make the most important investment connections of all, yours. Global financial advice with a client-first approach. It's the shape of things to come. Discover the Baird difference at bairdifference.com.
Hey, thank you for meeting with me today. The insurance company has made an offer.
Already? Wow.
They've offered you the entire policy.
Thank you, Blair.
You're so welcome.
We are back. This trio, the good news for them is I'm out of the picture. 22 over on the right is Eli Wilson. In the middle is Brooks Jones. He's a linebacker. And then the quarterback is Yates Guerin. Did I say that right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Last name? Okay, beautiful. Now, you two are going to share that handheld mic. Brooks, I want to start with you because earlier today, I made clear to you that you cannot allow your brother to wear the same number you do, that you should have some sort of copyright privileges. Did you tell him that?
Oh, yeah, I told him that. He's going to have to pick another jersey because, I can't have him repping it because he's not as good as me, He's got to live up to my legacy.
Yeah, you made that very clear. Okay,
yeah.
Get that a little bit closer.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah, now, you told me something a few minutes ago I didn't know. Willie Donick basically got in the broadcast business through me 30 years ago. And now we've got Mahoney, who is a Mets fan, and good for him that he's having a miserable year because that team has been miserable. How good is Mahoney? Because he's starting to develop as a pitcher.
So I've played with him for like 3 years now. And when I first met him, he was pretty good, but he wasn't grown into his body yet. But now, since past 2 years, he's getting stronger. He's been working out, and he's doing really well on the mound now. He's getting up into the mid 80s, high 80s, and he's really shown to be a good pitcher. Especially like he goes to USN, and we face him in baseball, and he's always a good arm we got to face throughout the high school season.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your middle linebacker.
Yes, sir.
You don't look the size of a middle linebacker, so you're fighting through some adversity there.
Yes, sir. I like to use my speed and usually try to outrun everybody who's kind of trying to come stop me from getting the ball. And that's what I did last year when I'd make plays usually on the edge, and when they run sweeps and stuff, I'd always outrun them and beat them to the spot.
So for you, it's more speed than power.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good stuff.
Yes, sir.
Tell Mahoney to be a Braves fan.
Yes, sir.
It'll work out a lot better for him. Eli, tell me about being a running back.
Well, I guess it's pretty fun.
Well, that was a good answer.
Yes, sir.
We're going to need a little help here. You're going to have to sort of go a little farther with this if we're going to go anywhere.
I told you he was nervous.
You know what? He's going to have to get over it. So tell me what this has been like for you.
Being a running back?
Yeah.
I mean, I like it because I get the ball most of the plays and get to be in open field, make people miss, and I guess score touchdowns.
So do you want to take it on some level, on the college level?
Oh, yes, sir. That's my plan.
Well, talk to me. What level does it look like you can play at?
Probably FCS, or my goal is Group of 5. I think I can get there if I have a good season this year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So all three of you are seniors.
Yes, sir.
Correct? Okay. Mm-hmm. And now let's talk a little quarterback. We'll give him the microphone. Yates.
Yes, sir.
Tell me a little bit about what you all run and what responsibilities you have as a quarterback.
Yes, sir. So it's fun. We have a very run heavy offense, single wing. But the fun thing about it is you can get very creative with it from the quarterback spot, because all the misdirection stuff we do, the quarterback position can get very, very creative, and you can do very complicated stuff with it. So it's definitely a fun offense to be in.
Okay, take that a little farther for me.
Yes, sir.
The creativity part.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever seen a single wing.
I haven't seen you all. I've seen single wing.
Right. So
it opens up all kinds of crazy stuff.
It's crazy. It's a lot of misdirection stuff. So when you can tie a quarterback in there, spinning in the backfield, spinning around, and then popping up for a pop pass or something like that, it can add a lot of chaos to the defense.
Do you get to run much out of it?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I run a lot too. So a lot of direct snaps to the quarterback, and we run a lot of it too.
Okay, so you all open in 10 days. From here to the start, how much improvement do you all have to make?
I just think if we keep practicing like we've been we should be fine. We've been stacking up practices very well. Just trying to make our plays as clean as possible, as crisp as possible. So,
hey, tell me this. The quarterback position, whether it's high school or college,
yes, sir,
has never been more important.
Right.
I grew up more in an era where you could get away with a quarterback who was average.
Right.
Now it doesn't feel that way.
Yes, sir.
More pressure on that position than ever before.
Right. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. It's definitely kind of, the heartbeat of the offense in today's game, and kind of everyone else kind of builds off you and rallies off you. So,
guys, I appreciate all of you taking the time to come over here. Eli, let's work on those interview skills.
I got you.
Still nervous?
Real nervous.
No,
I'm
not nervous. I just don't know what to say.
Should not be nervous at all. Brooks, make sure you get the copyright on your brother.
I'll for sure do that.
He doesn't deserve to wear 11. Make him get another number. We'll go to the break, and then we'll wrap things up. Plaster bet of the day coming up, Billy.
Yep.
Stay tuned. We're going to win you some money right after this.
As the trusted premier custom home builder in Middle Tennessee, Donnelly Timmons has over 20 years of experience in the industry. Whether you're looking to build your dream home or renovate your current home, their team will ensure that every client and every remodel is unique, luxurious, and completed on time within budget. Founders Dustin Timmons and Joey Donnelly have over 25 years of construction experience in the Nashville area. Together, they have completed projects in Forest Hills, Oak Hill, Green Hills, Franklin, and Brentwood. Dustin and Joey believe that communication is the most important aspect of all construction projects. Therefore, they personally manage each project themselves and are involved in job site activities on a daily basis. Their commitment to quality and integrity has earned them an outstanding reputation among their clients. Contact them to set an appointment for a free consultation or to view some of their completed projects. Give them a call at 615-456-7983 or log on to DonnellyTimmons.com.
For over 35 years, Wilson Bank & Trust has been committed to providing customized banking solutions to help individuals, families, and businesses in Tennessee achieve their goals. As your full-service community bank, we are proud to offer loans with competitive rates, local decision-making, and fast, friendly service from our experienced lenders. No matter where you are on your financial journey, Wilson Bank & Trust is ready to help you take the next step. Visit your nearest Wilson Bank and Trust office or online at wilsonbank.com to get started today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Family owned and operated for more than 2 decades, Alaco Fine Wood Floors is Nashville and Middle Tennessee's choice for premium quality hardwood floors. Since 1995, Jimmy Alaco and his army of employees have embodied the approach of taking pride in one's craft and providing superior customer service, growing from a one-man shop to a team of 23 professionals who share the founder's passion for quality craftsmanship and customer satisfaction. If you are interested in contacting them, you can find their headquarters at 2505 Winford Avenue in Berry Hill, or give them a call at 615-356-0303. Again, that's 615-356-0303, or log on to alacofinewoodfloors.com. Alaco Fine Wood Floors, serving Middle Tennessee's hardwood flooring needs since 1995.
At Baird, we have a different slant on global financial advice. That global capabilities mean nothing without personal attention. We have investor relationships in 35 countries and market expertise in over 40 industry verticals, all to help make the most important investment connections of all, yours. Global financial advice with a client-first approach. It's the shape of things to come. Discover the Baird difference at bairdifference.com.
Hey, thank you for meeting with me today. The insurance company has made an offer.
Already? Wow.
They've offered you the entire policy.
Thank you, Blair.
You're so welcome.
Final segment on a Monday. It's been a great day here at Middle Tennessee Christian School. Feel like we interviewed half the team, Jesse Perry, a few of the other members. So
he's a big kid.
He is a big kid. And thanks again to Coach Peterson for checking in with us as well. They had to practice, so we weren't going to hold them for too long. But it's time now to get into the Plaster Bet of the Day, brought to you by Bart Durham Injury Law. Give them a call at 615-242-9000 or log on to bartdurham.com. All right, let's check out, Kelly, what happened over the weekend.
Look at that gaudy.
Oh, wow.
He is still in the kitchen cooking.
He is. He's doing well.
Kelly, when you go 11-4, you are competing at the highest level.
Broadcast excellence.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
George, you're doing really well.
Yeah, but then there can be a slide, and that
It's inevitable. You're going to have it.
So here's what we're going to do today. The Texas Rangers have won, I want to say 7 or 8 in a row, and they have been scoring runs like they're going out of style. So they're on the road in Oakland. The A's are coming off 2 upset wins of the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
And so you figure something's got to give here. The A's are not that good. Texas scores a ton of runs in that mausoleum in Oakland. They're going to hit a couple 3 out of there. Take Texas minus the 1.5. You get better odds by going minus a 1.5. And Kelly, when we resume play tomorrow, I'll be 12-4.
Well, it's hard to say go A's because they're so bad. But like you said, they had 2 nice wins. But was it the Rangers the other day that had the beautiful baby blue uniforms?
Yeah, they wear sometimes on Sunday they wear those things.
It was nice.
The Rangers have got about 4 different sets of unis.
They do.
They've got a red top, a blue top, a white top, this new baby blue thing.
I like it.
It's all about the uniforms now.
Yeah,
it's all about the uniforms.
It's all pay your money down at the clubhouse.
Speaking
store.
of the uniforms, did you see the old Browns logo that they've gone back with, Kelly? I think it's at midfield. The old what's it called?
I don't know.
Is it
the leprechaun?
Yeah. What is it? A leprechaun?
I'm not sure what it is, but yes, I've seen that. They've had that for the last couple of years.
Yeah, okay. I didn't
It's
know
not
how.
a tribute to Notre Dame. If that's
No,
what
it is
you're trying
not.
to get at.
It is not. And I was going to tell you, George, once again, the quarterback steals the show. It's like every interview that you get.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to
I
get a
noticed
quarterback.
that. Yeah.
You know, it's the quarterback. We're the only ones that can speak. It's
What is it with
amazing.
those quarterbacks?
Oh, I don't think that's true.
There's no question, George. Anytime you
Now,
need an
Eli-
interview, just get a QB.
Eli was a little nervous. Okay, he didn't have much to say. But the young man in the middle who plays travel ball with Mahoney Donick was a very good interview.
He was all right. He was all right, but he's still not a quarterback.
Well,
quarterbacks they're just so. I mean, it's just personality driven, man. It's character driven. That's just what we are, George.
Damn prima donnas.
It's just what we are, George. We get the women, we get the money. It's just what we do.
This is disgusting. I say we end this show.
This has to end.
Absolutely. Kelly, clean up your act. Be ready for tomorrow when Tony Basilio joins us.
See y'all.
See all of you. Thanks to the folks at Middle Tennessee Christian. It didn't turn out quite the way we had thought. What we thought was going to happen was a practice out on the field. However, they had tornado warnings earlier this morning, and so we were very fortunate to be able to move indoors, and our thanks to the school for the cooperation in setting this up. We'll see all of you again tomorrow.